Hello everybody, welcome back. Thought I would start this week on the side of the house. We've got this, I always forget the name of this, somebody can write in the comments, but my wife knows. I don't really care about the trees and the flowers at the front. Well, I do care, but that's really her domain. We've got some mums on the side here still, the bushing out, but we're not really seeing flowers. I don't know whether that's normal or not, I'll have to look it up. But the lavender is doing pretty well right here. And then we've got these beasts of some sunflowers. They've all just shot up really well. We're starting to see some heads forming on these ones, which is nice. So we can start seeing that. And I can't really reach up that high to see if there's, oh, and my camera's going crazy. I can't really reach up that high to see if the head's doing well there, but these guys, I think they go up to 9 foot, so we're going to have some fun with those up there. Apologies for the planes going overhead, but that's the sunflowers anyway. They're doing well. We've got another month or so of nice hot weather. It's not really that hot at the moment, but yeah, hopefully the sunflowers go well and we have a good season with them. And we do have the Russian sage here, which is doing well, and we do have bees flying around them, butterflies flying around them, so they're doing very well for the bees, which I'm really enjoying. So we've got all different types of bees doing it, so yeah, it's doing pretty well here. So hopefully we can keep the bees going well, and then we'll go into the actual garden itself. So we've got the popcorn growing away, but it's not really doing that well. My gate takes a little bit of work to actually close. We haven't seen a single eggplant yet, which is kind of disappointing, but you know, I'm not really that much into eggplants, but they are nice to have. The carrots are going well. I did a bit of de-weeding here, but there's still more weeds, so I need to do a lot more, and just need to make sure that this doesn't go through to my neighbours. Just want to keep it out as much as possible, but we are getting tomatoes on there, which is good. The cucumbers, pickles, all of these are doing pretty well. We've harvested, I think, about 7 or 8 kilos of cucumbers so far, mainly from these plants here because they are absolute beasts. We have harvested some strawberries, and once I get the harvest off here and there's no more fruit, I'm actually going to pot that. I don't want to interrupt the cycle while it's got fruit on there. And I'm sorry, but this plane overhead is absolutely noisy. I don't know if it's being picked up on the microphone, but thank you for flying overhead while I'm filming. We have been eating some of the bok choy. This guy's fell over, so we'll more than likely let that go to full seed. These are seeding here as well, but we're still able to eat the leaves. The bok choy itself it's kind of tough, but it's fine. You can eat it. Just need to put up with a bit of toughness. We have been able to harvest an almighty one of the ground cherries, and it was absolutely amazing. I love it. We definitely will be growing that next year. And no tomatillos yet, but we do have some fruit forming through, so we're just waiting for that to fill out, and then from there we'll take it further from there. And there are a couple more kind of buried within, disturbing the bees, so I won't go any further. But what I will say is I have found out that there's a rabbit coming through. So right down here, no matter how many times I staple it to here, the rabbit seems to kick it free and then decides to come on through. So I need to do a better job down here. Putting this plank and stapling there didn't seem to do anything. What I'm thinking we will do is we've got these big staples. I'll see if I can hammer one of those in. Bit disappointed that the watermelons aren't coming through yet, but I think they're being shaded out by the corn and the beans here. Some of the bean plants have been eaten by the rabbit, which is disappointing, but we are getting fruit on others, so that's good. It's good to see. I've noticed the beetle is eating away at the leaves, so just need to keep my eye on that and make sure it doesn't come back. And we do have the beefsteak tomatoes are doing pretty well here. Just waiting for them to actually ripen, and we've got some more here, and getting a lot of peppers coming through the ripening. This pea plant over here is almost done, just letting these go to seed, and I will be likely planting another few plants after that to see how they do for the winter crop. And the strawberries here are starting to take shape. They are actually nice and steady, so I can actually cut this runner and stop that feeding between the plants. And I'll cut this runner off as well. And again, we do have some pickles coming through here on this plant, which is good. And that's pretty much it. There's the zucchinis we've been able to harvest and eat, but we haven't got any at the moment that are coming through because we've ate them all, which is good. Corn, I'm just waiting for the tassels to come properly here. This one I'll more than likely shake out and start letting it pollinate. The raspberries at the back here, we're getting a lot of foliage, so that'll be good for next year's raspberries, which is good. Just let that go through. I just think I need to control it a bit more and let it climb up something. And the lime plant, it's nice and firm now. It's not amazingly firm, but the roots are establishing, so as long as I overwinter it properly, we'll be good for next year. And then speaking of next year, I'm not really seeing too much from this one. I'm seeing a lot of dead flowers, so the goji berry is more than likely, if we don't get much fruit from it this year, I'll more than likely rip it up because we're just getting pest after pest after pest. So we'll see how that goes, and that's it really. Nothing from the cantaloupe. I can actually show you, this is some of the work of the rabbit, which is nice. It's not touching the cantaloupe yet, which is good. The cantaloupe's going all the way across here, so it is doing the job that it's supposed to do. And we have been able to harvest some beans. I'm just waiting for the soybeans so I can start harvesting them. They haven't plumped out yet, so that's it from the garden. We'll go right ahead and we'll go up to the balcony next. So out to the balcony we are, and as we can see, we do have some nice big Scotch bonnets. I don't know if we can see it here. We do have some nice big Scotch bonnets. The leaves keep on covering it. I just need to wait for them to ripen, and then I'll be donating them because my stomach cannot handle that spice. We do have a lot of cherry tomatoes. We have, my son every morning's eating a fair share, so as they're ripening, he's going ahead and eating them, which is good. Oh, I did not notice that I had a nice big weed there. We've had a lot of rain the last few days, so that's really popped up. But the peanuts are coming through good, and the peas are starting to die off. You can hear how fragile they sound when I'm moving it. So the peas will be dying off soon, and yeah, once they die off, we'll take over from there. And we do have some decent peas, and you can actually hear a nice little crunch from them as you eat them. I don't know if anyone can hear that, but they're really tasty, really good. Again, sorry, as I'm eating, peanuts coming through. This one looks like I need to do something. Again, that's happened over the last few days, so I just really need to look at it. I think this one is a bit better, so more than likely not the soil. It might be something that's eating it, and I haven't seen anything around, so just have to keep my eye on that. The strawberries are starting to take to their own now, which is good. So this pot, unfortunately, as you can see, we've got some roots coming through from these guys, so we just let them do their own thing and root. We have been eating strawberries from across, so that's good. I think I need to give it another bit of fertilizer at some point soon. The citronella here is doing well as well. Again, another weed that just decided to come through over the last couple of days, and just throw that over the balcony so I can put that into the compost bag. We do have some tomatoes coming through here. This is the tomato sweetie, but again, we're not really seeing that ripening yet. We're getting a lot of growth, which is good. That means later on in the season, which we're getting towards the end of, this is a bit of a late bloomer, so I might cut off the ends just to focus that growth. But yeah, it's nice and good, and my wire's getting caught everywhere. And again, we do actually have, well, this was supposed to be in and growing. We do have some runners here, and those runners will give us more plants. But that's the only runner we've got, which I'm kind of disappointed in, but we do have some fruit growing here, which is good. Zucchini, the zucchini plant is doing amazing. I like growing it in this because you don't really have to trellis it. This trellis works. So excuse me, that pea did not go down well. So I just need to trim off these leaves now because they're dead and let it focus, and the flowers should do their thing. So yeah, I'm not seeing any more infestation, which is good. But this grows nice and tall, and the zucchinis come out the side, and it's so much better than the method that I've got downstairs, because the method I've got downstairs, I really haven't figured it out yet, whereas this comes ready-made. So I definitely recommend zucchinis in this if you can. If you can get a bigger version, even better. So that's the balcony really. Got some herbs growing, and we have been eating the cilantro here, and just getting the green onions doing the thing. We've been eating away at that, so that's good. But other than that, everything is going well. Just need to keep on going through and doing a few things, and I do actually have another video planned. I'm hoping to get time this weekend. It is a long weekend, so I should get time. I want to show you actually what I'm doing in the seeding area in the basement, because obviously it's not being used for seeds right now. So I'm actually doing some work in there, so hopefully that video will be coming soon. So thanks very much for tuning in, and speak to you soon.